Good morning. My name is Jackie Odess-Gillette, and at the suggestion of my nephew Shoshone, I am going to be reading from this book. Oh, it's backwards. Why is that?
Because it's on camera. I don't know why.
Anyway, it's called The Summons of the Lord of Hosts, and I'm going to be reading a tablet by Baha'u'llah called the Súriy-i-Haykal. And from time to time I may share some insights or some thoughts on what some of the words mean or what some of the phrases mean, because having been a Baha'i for close to 40 years, I've spent a lot of time reflecting, praying, meditating on the prayers, memorizing the prayers, and reading the writings. And I feel as though sometimes I get insights that make me excited and that I want to share. So here we are coming up to the 200th anniversary of the birth of Baha'u'llah, and I think it's really fortuitous that my nephew suggested at this time that I start this project. And I want to say that if anybody has any questions, feel free to post them because it would be fun to interact. So I'm going to start by reading this introduction to this book. This is an introduction from the Universal House of Justice, which is the supreme governing body of the Baha'is of the world. Because we Baha'is don't have clergy, what we have is elected bodies on the local, national, and international levels. And I may be getting up once in a while to get myself some tea or whatever, but I hope you'll stick with me. So here's the introduction. The years following Baha'u'llah's arrival in Adrianople witnessed his revelation's attainment, in the words of Shoghi Effendi, of its meridian glory through the proclamation of its founder's message to the kings and rulers of the world. So Baha'u'llah, as a follower of the Bab initially, and as the fulfillment of the prophecy of the Bab, of the one whom God would make manifest, was incarcerated, I think it was in 1853 or 1852, and thrown into this underground pit and chained. And he talks about that in this tablet. But after his release, after 4 months, he was banished, and he chose to go to Baghdad. And he was in Baghdad for 10 years, and then he was banished again to Constantinople, and then again to Adrianople. So I guess, and then his final banishment was to the Holy Land, the prison city of Akka, about which it was said that birds flying over Akka would drop dead from the stench. But this is when, apparently this was written while he was in Adrianople. So I'm going to continue. During this relatively brief but turbulent period of the faith's history, and in the early years of his subsequent exile in 1868 to the fortress town of Akka, he summoned the monarchs of East and West collectively, and some among them individually, to recognize the day of God and to acknowledge the one promised in the scriptures of the religions professed by the recipients of his summons. Never since the beginning of the world, Baha'u'llah declares, hath the message been so openly proclaimed. The present volume brings together the first full authorized English translation of these major writings. Among them is the complete Súriy-i-Haykal, the Súriy of the Temple, one of Baha'u'llah's most challenging works. It was originally revealed during his banishment to Adrianople and later recast after his arrival in Akka. In this version, he incorporated his messages addressed to individual potentates, Pope Pius IX, Napoleon III, Tsar Alexander II, Queen Victoria, and Nasir-ad-Din Shah. It was this composite work which shortly after its completion Baha'u'llah instructed to be written in the form of the pentacle, symbolizing the human temple. To it, he added as a conclusion what Shoghi Effendi has described as, quote, words which reveal the importance he attached to those messages and indicate their direct association with the prophecies of the Old Testament. And here's the quote from Baha'u'llah regarding that. Thus have we built the temple with the hands of power and might, could ye but know it. This is the temple promised unto you in the book. Draw ye nigh unto it. This is that which profiteth you, could ye but comprehend it. Be fair, O peoples of the earth. Which is preferable, this or a temple which is built of clay? Set your faces towards it. Thus have ye been commanded by God, the helping peril, the self-subsisting. During the last years of his ministry, Baha'u'llah himself arranged for the publication, for the first time, of definitive versions of some of his principal works. And the Súriy-i-Haykal was awarded a prominent position among them. Of the various writings that make up the Súriy-i-Haykal, one requires particular mention. The Law-i-Sultan, the tablet to Nasir-ad-Din Shah, Baha'u'llah's lengthiest epistle to any single sovereign, was revealed in the weeks immediately preceding his final banishment to Akka. It was eventually delivered to the monarch by Bahá'í, a youth of 17, who had entreated Baha'u'llah for the honor of rendering some service. His efforts won him the crown of martyrdom and immortalized his name. The tablet contains the celebrated passage describing the circumstances in which the divine call was communicated to Baha'u'llah and the effect it produced. Here, too, we find his unequivocal offer to meet with the Muslim clergy in the presence of the Shah and to provide whatever proofs of the new revelation they might consider to be definitive, a test of spiritual integrity significantly failed by those who claim to be the authoritative trustees of the message of the Quran. Included in this collection as well is the first full I don't think I'm going to read this part because I'm just going to focus right now on the Súriy-i-Haykal. And here we go. This is the Súriy of the temple, which God hath ordained to be the mirror of his names, between the heavens and the earth, and the sign of his remembrance amidst the peoples of the world. He is the most wondrous, the all-glorious. Glorified is he who hath revealed his verses to those who understand. Glorified is he who sendeth down his verses to those who perceive. Glorified is he who guideth whomsoever he pleaseth unto his path. Say, I verily am the path of God unto all who are in the heavens and all who are on the earth. Well is it with them that hasten thereunto. Glorified is he who sendeth down his verses to those who comprehend. Glorified is he who speaketh forth from the kingdom of his revelation, and who remaineth unknown to all save his honored servants. Glorified is he who quickeneth whomsoever he willeth by virtue of his word be, and it is. Glorified is he who causeth whomsoever he willeth to ascend unto the heaven of grace, and sendeth down therefrom whatsoever he desireth, according to a prescribed measure. Blessed is he who doeth as he willeth by a word of his command. He verily is the true one, the knower of things unseen. Blessed is he who inspireth whomsoever he willeth with whatsoever he desireth, through his irresistible and inscrutable command. Blessed is he who aideth whomsoever he desireth with the hosts of the unseen. His might is, in truth, equal to his purpose, and he verily is the all-glorious, the self-subsisting. Blessed is he who exalteth whomsoever he willeth by the power of his sovereign might, and confirmeth whomsoever he chooseth in accordance with his good pleasure. Well is it with them that understand. Blessed is he who in a well-guarded tablet hath prescribed a fixed measure unto all things. Blessed is he who hath revealed unto his servant that which shall illumine the hearts and minds of men. Blessed is he who hath sent down upon his servant such tribulations as have melted the hearts of them that dwell within the tabernacle of eternity, and the souls of those who have drawn nigh unto their Lord. Blessed is he who hath showered upon his servants from the clouds of his decree the darts of affliction, and who beholdeth me enduring them with patience and fortitude. Blessed is he who hath ordained for his servant that which he hath destined for no other soul. He verily is the one, the incomparable, the self-subsisting. Blessed is he who hath caused to rain down upon his servant from the clouds of enmity, and at the hands of the people of denial, the shafts of tribulation and trial. and yet seeth our heart filled with gratitude. Blessed is he who hath laid upon the shoulders of his servants the burden of the heavens and of the earth. A burden for which we yield him every praise, though none may grasp this save them that are endued with understanding. Glorified is he who hath surrendered the embodiment of his beauty to the clutches of the envious and the wicked, a fate unto which we are fully resigned, though none may perceive this save those who are endued with insight. Glorified is he who hath left Hussein to make his dwelling amidst the hosts of his enemies, and exposed his body with every breath to the spears of hatred and anger. Yet do we yield him thanks for all that he hath destined to befall his servant, who repaireth unto him in his affliction and grief. I'm going to stop for a minute to ask Shoshone and Mamiyama, who are here with me in this kitchen at 5 a.m. cooking, which is why you might hear some interesting sounds from time to time. I'm going to ask them if they have any questions. Okay, they don't have any questions, and I have to admit that I've been reading this to them. They were the ones that suggested that we sort of do this project electronically so that others can share. So I have already made commentary on some of this material because Shoshone and Mamiyama are getting exposed to this material for the first time. So I will continue.
I have one question.
Oh, there's a question.
Do you have any questions, Jackie?
Me?
About the text. Having read it now, how many times?
Oh, I don't know. 4, 5.
Do you have any questions that are just coming up now, having read it that many times?
No, I don't have any questions. Right now, I'm just focusing on trying to let go of the fact that this is being recorded and come from a deeper place within myself without being distracted
By the recording.
by the recording process.
That'll happen eventually.
Yeah, it's already happening.
That's
It's
good.
beginning to happen. I'm beginning to come from a deeper place. I am going to pour myself a cup of tea, and I will be right back.
So you've been using this Facebook thing, like
Oh, is that a filter?
it's a filter, so when she's up close, it's like black and white. It's all stylized. So we can do that, or we can just do.
Done.
Yeah, we can keep doing that, I guess. I like how it looks. It's like a newspaper cutout.
Yeah.
All right.
See who's watching. There's one person watching you right now.
Well, whoever you are out there, you one person that's watching me, thank you. And if you have any questions, please, I don't know how this works. I don't know how you can enter questions, but if you know, please
They can
do
send
so.
you a Facebook message and
Or they can write even live.
they can write to the live stream.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to. Oh, hi, Britt. I've been praying for you every day.
Wow.
It's great to see you. Or have you see me, actually. Now, in the text, the next part of the text talks about Baha'u'llah's divine experience I'm going to read this. While engulfed in tribulations, I heard a most wondrous, a most sweet voice calling above my head. Turning my face, I beheld a maiden, the embodiment of the remembrance of the name of my Lord, suspended in the air before me. So rejoiced was she in her very soul, that her countenance shone with the ornament of the good pleasure of God, and her cheeks glowed with the brightness of the All-Merciful. Betwixt earth and heaven she was raising a call which captivated the hearts and minds of men. She was imparting to both my inward and outer being tidings which rejoiced my soul and the soul of God's honored servants. Pointing with her finger unto my head, she addressed all who were in heaven and all who were on earth, saying, By God, this is the best beloved of the worlds, and yet ye comprehend not. This is the beauty of God amongst you, and the power of his sovereignty within you, could ye but understand. This is the mystery of God and his treasure, the cause of God and his glory, unto all who are in the kingdoms of revelation and of creation. If ye be of them that perceive. This is he whose presence is the ardent desire of the denizens of the realm of eternity, and of them that dwell within the tabernacle of glory, and yet from his beauty do ye turn aside. I don't know if this is going. Oh, it is going.
Mm-hmm.
Now Baha'u'llah addresses the followers of the Bab, those who refuse to acknowledge Baha'u'llah as the fulfillment of the prophecies of the Bab, and who caused him great anguish and suffering and sorrow. O people of the Bayan, would ye deny him whose presence is the very object of your creation, while ye rejoice idly upon your couches? Would ye laugh to scorn and contend with him, a single hair of whose head excelleth in the sight of God all that are in the heavens and all that are on earth? O people of the Bayan, produce then that which ye possess, that I may know by what proof ye believed aforetime in the manifestations of his cause, and by what reason ye now wax so disdainful. I swear by him who hath fashioned me from the light of his own beauty, none have I ever seen that surpasseth you in heedlessness or exceedeth you in ignorance. Ye seek to prove your faith in God through such holy tablets as ye possess. Yet when the verses of God were revealed and his lamp was lighted, ye disbelieved in him, whose very pen hath fixed the destinies of all things in the preserved tablet. Ye recite the sacred verses and yet repudiate him who is their source and revealer. Thus hath God blinded your eyes in requital for your deeds. Would ye but understand? Day and night ye transcribe the verses of God, and yet ye remain shut out as by a veil from him who hath revealed them. In this day the concourse on high beholdeth you in your evil doings, and shunneth your company, and yet ye perceive it not. They ask of one another, what words do these fools utter? And in what valley are they wont to graze? Do they deny that whereunto their very souls testify, and shut their eyes to that which they plainly behold? I swear by God, O people, they that inhabit the cities of the names of God are bewildered at your actions, while ye roam, aimless and unconscious, in a parched and barren land. I'm going to end this session now while we upload the video to YouTube. And then I'm going to continue reading for a second session. So, see you later, or stick with me, whatever you want, but have a blessed day.
You want to stop it? Yeah.